Today, we tried Bodgan's Cross, an action-adventure game set in the historical time period of the Crusades. This is a beautiful historical retelling game with creative liberties that I was able to enjoy. Come with us as we play Bodgan's Cross and even talk to the team behind the game about what this game entails.
Thanks for letting me play Bodgan's Cross. It's an amazing game. I really like the mechanics and everything. But I just wanted to ask you some questions about the game. And
sure.
Thank you again for inviting me and our org out to check out your game. But first I just wanted to know, tell us about Bodgan's Cross. Like, what is it?
Okay, so it's a story-driven narrative action-adventure game. It's set during the Crusades, the fall of the Templars, and Bodgan he's a humble shepherd that becomes a Templar knight. So he starts fighting seen and unseen forces that start corrupting those around him, and he has to prove his worthiness because he's been rejected by his order.
Can you explain a little bit about the mechanics of the game?
Okay, as I said, it's an action-adventure story-driven game, but it's also it has a lot of combat, and you have a faith and doubt system that whatever you interact with in terms of story, it can bring you more faith or more doubt, and that also informs the gameplay and what areas you can access. Okay. So, for example, you interact with something that makes you afraid and makes you doubtful, that will make you more angrier in a way, but more vulnerable to other attacks. So that bar system will inform the gameplay.
What's been the main inspiration? Like, what have been the main inspirations behind this game? What are your biggest influences in making it?
Okay, so at first we wanted to tell a story about the fall of the Templars, set in those times, and we didn't want to go like full realistic human. So we went with the bears and the crows and stuff like that, like anthropomorphic characters, because we thought that would make for an interesting visual twist. So that was kind of what attracted us at first, to explore the fall of the Templars, and the main arc of the main character is worthiness, identity, and the struggle with that. And we looked at games like Somerville, Limbo, because it's like a side-scroller, and those kind of like really inspired us to kind of develop the style. And it's a really unique style in a way because it's done with Quill, which is a software that you use inside VR, and you hand sculpt all the models. So everything you see here was in a way hand sculpted inside VR. So it's a very, let's say, artisan kind of game.
It's an artsy kind of game.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Well, you said you didn't want it to be too realistic or anything, which leads me to the next question. Like, how much of the historical accuracy did you want to keep, and how much creative freedom did you want to include into it? Like, how much of the balance did you want out of it?
The way I feel is when you're telling any story, I feel that the story has to come first, because what makes any medium, be it video games or movies or whatever, what makes us attracted to it is the way we connect to it. So the story and the way we present the characters and the way we talk about a specific thing is what makes you connect to it. So that came first, but the setting, we try to be as faithful as possible to the last days of the Templars and the fall and the betrayal of Jacques de Molay was the last Templar.
Okay, awesome. What were some important lessons you learned as a game dev when working on this?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm talking like Fede is the one who created Bodgan's Cross, right?
Yeah.
And so we've been friends for a long time, and I've been following the process before I even came into the project. And this is his first game, and it's my first game also. So we're both learning a lot in terms of like we're from 0 to 100. We've never touched. We've worked in games in a way, but never trying to bring in a game to life ourselves. So from understanding the logic and the coding for it, and everything you do, like for a demo, for example, that it's our first demo. Everything we do, you add something and it breaks something else. So that was kind of nerve-wracking because you don't always have like the lid and everything that you can keep down, because you do things a certain way, and when somebody else tries them, you go outside and you cross through a door that you never imagined someone would do that. So that was kind of lessons we learned. We needed to think outside the box and make people play the game for us to understand the way that they behave during the level. I don't know if that answers your question. Maybe
I think that does, yes. So that makes a whole lot of sense. But anyway, we see all these cards here that you have laid out here. I just wanted to know, like, how many collectible cards are going to be in the game, and how is that going to really affect just the overarching adventure? How is everything going to play into the plot and the gameplay mechanics, and how the rest of the game is going to play out?
So we can't talk about that a lot yet, because there are some ideas of what we want to do in terms of parallel, having a game and having a card game and stuff like that. That is something we aspire to do in a way, but we can't talk a lot about it. But definitely, these are going to be available when the game comes out.
And what do you want people to get out of playing this game once they're done, or as they're playing?
So it's a story-first game, so what we really want to do is explore identity, and what sometimes we struggle with self-worth, and tell a story that will make you ask yourself questions that will help you in that journey. And in terms of the game itself, we really wanted to do something that was singular in its art style, and have people attracted to it because of it being like this different kind of art style game. Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask is, when can we start playing it and where can we play it?
So we're like, this is our first demo. So this is our first foray into anything that's related to the playable part of the game. But we have a timing set for it, and we're actually finishing up talks with publishers and stuff like that to start up full steam. I think it'll be 2026-ish.
Okay. Are we expecting a playable demo sometime soon on Steam or anything? Okay.
Sure.
Awesome. All right. Thank you again for letting me try out Bodgan's Cross. I appreciate it. And you guys can check out Bodgan's Cross. I believe you can wishlist it now on Steam.
Yeah,
you can now start wishlisting it on Steam and check this out when the demo drops. You guys should check it out. It's definitely an experience. If you need something new and refreshing, go check out Bodgan's Cross.
Thank you.